Imagine this. You finally start making good money, but instead of getting rich, you feel stuck. Living paycheck to paycheck, wondering where the hell did my money go? It's not bad luck. It's not taxes. It's the invisible money traps disguised as smart purchases. You might even own some of these right now without realizing they're silently robbing you of financial freedom. In this video, I'm exposing 10 more of the worst assets that keep you broke. Things that feel like wealth but actually drain it. Avoid these, and you'll accelerate your journey to getting rich, fast. If you've watched part 1, you already know about 10 terrible money-draining assets. But guess what? Most people still fall for even worse financial traps. These are the sneaky ones, the ones that seem harmless or even smart, but quietly destroy your net worth over time. Let's break them down, one by one, so you never make these wealth-killing mistakes again. Number 1, luxury pets and high-maintenance animals. Let's talk about something people don't think about when they get a pet, the long-term cost. You see that cute $5,000 designer dog or fancy exotic cat, and it seems like a great idea. But what most people don't realize is they're not just buying a pet. They're signing up for a lifetime of expenses. Think about it like a luxury car. Sure, it looks cool, but now you're dealing with high maintenance costs, vet visits, grooming, special food, training, maybe even medical issues that these breeds are prone to. Before you know it, you're dropping thousands every year just to keep your pet healthy and happy. Meanwhile, wealthy people, they're smart about it. They either adopt or choose pets that don't drain their bank accounts. They understand that a pet should bring joy, not financial stress. So if you're thinking about getting a pet, ask yourself, do you want a companion or do you want a walking, barking bill? A rescue dog or a low-maintenance breed will give you the same love without eating into your savings. Number 2, the dream second home. Owning a second home sounds like the ultimate dream, your own private getaway, always ready when you need an escape. But here's what most people don't realize. When you're not there, the costs keep piling up. Think about it. Property taxes, insurance, HOA fees, utilities, and maintenance don't pause just because you're not using the place. And that's not even counting unexpected expenses. Maybe a pipe bursts in the winter, or the roof needs repairs. Suddenly, what was supposed to be a relaxing retreat turns into a never-ending money drain. It's kind of like buying a high-end sports car and leaving it parked 90% of the time. Even when it's just sitting there, you're still paying for insurance, upkeep, and depreciation. Meanwhile, you're driving your regular car every day, and that luxury ride is just collecting dust. Now, if you're renting the house out and making steady income from it, that's a different story. But if it's just sitting empty most of the year, it's not really an investment. It's an expensive hobby. A smarter move? Just rent a place when you travel. You get all the benefits of a vacation home without the never-ending bills and maintenance headaches. And instead of sinking money into a house that barely gets used, put it into something that actually builds your wealth, like rental properties that cash flow, stocks, or a business that pays you back. Because at the end of the day, a second home should be a smart financial move, not just a costly flex. Number 3, collectible sneakers and hype fashion. A lot of people convince themselves that their sneaker collection or luxury watches are some kind of investment, but let's be honest, most of the time, they're not. Sure, you've seen people flip rare sneakers or limited edition streetwear for a profit, but for the vast majority, they buy, they wear, they scuff them up, and just like that, the value drops. It's kind of like driving a brand new car off the lot. The second it's used, it's worth a lot less. Even if you never wear them and keep everything in pristine condition, the resale game is a gamble. Trends change, hype dies down, and new releases flood the market. The real winners? The brands. They create artificial scarcity, sell the next must-have drop, and keep people chasing the illusion of exclusivity. Take sneaker collecting, for example. Some people paid thousands for Yeezys when they were hot, only to watch resale prices crash once Adidas flooded the market. Or luxury watches. Yes, some models appreciate, but most lose value the second you walk out of the store. Unless you really know what you're doing, you're just stockpiling expensive stuff, not building wealth. A smarter move? Put your money into something that actually grows over time. Stocks, real estate, or even high-quality, timeless pieces that hold their value. Otherwise, you're just filling your closet, not your bank account. Number 4. Franchises with high royalties and hidden costs. Buying a franchise sounds like an easy way to start a business. Plug into a well-known brand, follow their system, and watch the money roll in. But in reality, it's not that simple. First, the costs are massive. You're not just paying to open the business. You're on the hook for franchise fees, royalties, marketing contributions, and strict operational rules. It's kind of like renting a house where the landlord still controls everything. You pay for it, but you can't really make it your own. Now, if you're thinking about big names like McDonald's or Chick-fil-A, sure, those franchises can be gold mines. But getting one? That's a different story. The requirements are strict, the upfront investment is sky high, and competition is brutal. Meanwhile, smaller or lesser-known franchises don't have the same brand power, and many owners end up stuck, working insane hours just to cover expenses. Instead of buying a business that runs itself, they've basically bought themselves an expensive, high-risk job. If you're after passive income, there are better ways to go. Starting your own brand gives you control and bigger long-term rewards. And if you're just looking for cash flow, investing in real assets, like real estate or dividend stocks, can generate income without locking you into endless obligations. Otherwise, you're just paying a big corporation for the privilege of running their business, without getting the real benefits of ownership. Number 5. Sports cars and rare motorcycles. Thinking about buying a Lamborghini or a rare bike to flex a little? Yeah, it might turn heads, but financially, it's like lighting your money on fire for a few Instagram likes. Let's be real. Luxury cars don't work like real investments. The second you drive that Lambo off the lot, its value starts nosediving. Unlike real estate or stocks, which can grow in value over time, cars are depreciating assets. It's kind of like buying the latest iPhone every year. It's exciting at first, but before you know it, there's a newer model, and yours is worth way less than what you paid. And the costs don't stop there. Insurance? Get ready for sky-high premiums because luxury cars cost way more to fix. Maintenance. A regular oil change might cost a couple $100, and replacing a single part, like brakes or tires, could set you back thousands. Need a repair? Even a small issue could mean a $10,000 bill. And let's not even talk about gas prices on those high-performance engines. Now, some people try to justify it by saying, I'll just sell it later. But guess what? Unless you've got an ultra-rare, limited edition model that collectors are dying to get their hands on, you're almost always selling at a loss. And even if you do hold on to it for years hoping it'll appreciate, you've still dumped tens of thousands into upkeep, insurance, and storage. If you really want one, the smart move is to wait until your passive income can cover it without putting a dent in your finances. In other words, if you're making money while you sleep, and that money alone can pay for the car, then fine, go for it. But if you're financing it with your 9-to-5 paycheck or stretching your budget just to make the payments, you're not building wealth. You're just buying a liability that drains your bank account every month. Bottom line, luxury cars aren't wealth builders. They're lifestyle expenses. They look cool, they make noise, and they get attention, but they don't make you rich. If you really want to flex, do it with assets that actually grow your money, not toys that just burn through it. Number 6, expensive gym memberships and personal trainers. Spending over $200 a month on a fancy gym just because it has a smoothie bar, sauna, and towel service? Let's be real, that's not about getting fit. That's about feeling fancy. Most people who sign up for these luxury gyms barely go enough to justify the cost. They tell themselves, if I'm paying this much, I'll definitely go. But then life happens, motivation fades, and suddenly they're just donating money every month. It's like buying a high-end kitchen appliance and never cooking. It looks good, but it's collecting dust. And then there's personal training. Now, if you have specific goals, recovering from an injury, or competing professionally, a good trainer is worth it. But if you're just trying to get in shape, there are literally thousands of free workout plans online. You don't need to drop hundreds on someone counting your reps when you can watch a solid fitness channel on YouTube and get the same guidance for free. Instead of splurging on a gym that feels like a luxury spa, go for a budget-friendly option. A solid $30 a month gym gives you everything you actually need: weights, machines, and space to move. Pair that with a disciplined workout routine, and you'll get the same results without the financial guilt. Because at the end of the day, your muscles don't care if your gym has marble floors. They just need you to show up and put in the work. Number 7, smart home devices and subscriptions. Having a house full of smart gadgets, Alexa, a fridge that tells you when you're out of milk, blinds that close with a voice command. Sounds futuristic, right? But let's be real, none of this stuff actually puts money in your pocket. In fact, most smart home tech is just a sneaky way to keep you spending. You start with a fancy gadget, then realize you need a subscription for all the features. Next thing you know, there are software updates, repairs, and eventually a new version that makes yours feel outdated. It's kind of like buying a high-end phone. You think it's a one-time purchase, but every year there's a new model, and somehow yours starts feeling slower. Now, if smart tech genuinely makes your life easier, go for it. But if it's just about looking high-tech, maybe rethink it. Instead, invest in things that actually add lasting value. Stuff that works without a subscription or doesn't become useless when the next update rolls around. Because at the end of the day, convenience is great, but not when it locks you into an endless cycle of spending. Number 8, leased cars and luxury rental services. Leasing a car sounds like a great deal at first. You get to drive a brand new luxury ride with a lower monthly payment. But here's the catch. You don't actually own anything. You're basically renting with a bunch of restrictions. Think about it. There's a mileage cap, and if you go over, they hit you with extra fees. You'll always have a car payment because when the lease is up, you either start a new one or buy the car at an inflated price. And at the end of it all, you walk away with nothing. Just the experience of paying for a car you never truly own. Then there's the short-term rental game. Services like Turo let you drive a sports car for a weekend, but at crazy high rates. It's like renting designer clothes for a party. Sure, you look good for a night, but it's not building anything long-term. A smarter move? Buy a reliable used car with cash if you can, or finance it wisely so that eventually you own it outright. That way, your money actually goes towards something you can keep, rather than just paying for the illusion of luxury. Number 9, pre-built gaming PCs and high-end consoles. Dropping $3,000 on a high-end gaming PC or $1,000 on the latest PlayStation setup sounds exciting, but let's be honest, it's not an investment. It's just a really expensive way to have fun. A lot of people justify it by saying, I need top-tier graphics and max FPS. But unless you're making money from gaming, like streaming, competing, or creating content, this setup isn't paying you back. It's like buying a sports car for city driving. Sure, it's nice to have, but do you really need all that power just to sit in traffic? Now, if gaming is your hobby, that's totally fine. But you don't need to go all out. A solid budget PC or a second-hand console can give you the same experience for way less. And instead of upgrading every time something new drops, just wait until it's actually necessary. After all, the best gaming setup isn't the most expensive one. It's the one that lets you enjoy the game without draining your wallet. Number 10, MLM and get-rich-quick schemes. If a business asks you to buy a bunch of products up front and recruit people to make money, it's not a business. It's a trap. Multi-level marketing, MLM companies love to sell the dream of being your own boss. But in reality, you're just another customer spending thousands on overpriced lotions, supplements, or kitchen gadgets that nobody actually needs. The only people making real money are the ones at the top, while everyone else is stuck trying to convince friends and family to support their business. Think about it. If your income depends on getting others to join instead of selling a product people genuinely want, that's not a business. It's a never-ending cycle where most people lose money. A smarter move? Start a real side hustle. Sell a skill, freelance, flip products, or invest in something that actually builds long-term income. Because no real business should require you to beg your cousin to buy vitamins just to stay afloat. These 10 fake assets keep people stuck in a broke cycle, all because they think they're buying something valuable. But the truth? They're just liabilities in disguise. Want to build real riches? Stop funding your desires and start funding your future. Let's be real. Most people stay broke because they confuse luxuries with assets. They think they're investing, but they're actually just buying status symbols that eat away at their financial future. The rich? They don't chase hype. They buy cash-flowing assets that pay for their luxuries later. Ask yourself, are your purchases making you money or stealing your future? The moment you stop feeding these money traps, your path to true wealth accelerates. These 10 assets look good on the outside, but they quietly drain your money. The rich avoid them, and now so can you. Which of these fake assets surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments below. And if you want real assets that actually make you money, I've got a full guide coming up next. So smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. The only way to get rich? Stop buying liabilities and start buying freedom. See you in the next video.